What's up? What's up? It's the first 15, and I am super excited, guys, to talk with you today about my first monthly retrospective and first monthly revenue report. So, remember, guys, for those of you guys who are here new, my mission is radical transparency to show you exactly how I'm making money on YouTube, exactly the steps that I'm doing to monetize YouTube and other video mechanisms so that I can make a living full-time playing video games and creating videos for the interwebs. So this is our first revenue report, and I wanted to show you guys what I'm working with. So we to start us off, because there's tons of stuff for me to get through. This is gonna be a pretty long vlog of sorts, so for you guys who are not interested in listening to the whole thing, you're gonna probably miss some good stuff around what I'm doing. So stay tuned as much as you can. So let me talk with you guys about where we're headed today. So we're going to be going over video stats, a lot of data. For those of you who don't know, I am a data scientist, so for me, this entire endeavor to do YouTube and video is based off of about 3 years of collected data that I've been collecting for 3 years to make a logical and rational decision to quit my job, essentially, and do video and YouTube full time. And so I hope that you guys have had an opportunity to read my manifesto. My manifesto is right here in the link. Check that out if you haven't read that yet. That'll give you a good summary of why I'm making this huge life pivot. I've transitioned my life and morphed my life and reinvented my life so many times before. This is not a new idea. However, this is probably the most radical. So again, my mission is radical transparency to show you guys everything. So let's kind of go through a highlight of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about video stats, how much content I've created, social stats, how my social presence has increased, and some tips on each of these. We're going to be going through YouTube analytics, what really matters and what really doesn't matter that much, as well as things that I track and really things that I care about. I'm also going to be showing you what I've earned and made so far, as well as major learnings from the past 30 days or so. I'm also going to be talking about a summary of improvement opportunities for this month. This is the month of April, and I'm going to roll up these numbers till the end of March. So it's actually not truly 30 days or 31 days. It's closer to like 34 days of sorts, because I started on February 26th was the first video I ever published, and I'm going to be cutting it off at March 31st, and you guys can see that right here. The range is February 26th to March 31st, 2017. So let's hit the data first. Some things for you guys to know. In the last essentially 35 days or so, I've published 64 videos, 16 vlogs, 6 really crappy introduction videos. Those are the first 6 videos that I've ever made, and you can see I'm super excited about doing this, and I still am. However, I've gotten a lot more comfortable in front of the camera, and so I'm not as crazy as I used to be. I reviewed 6 epic gaming rig builds, and these were great practice for me, learning how to do better screen capture, as well as one video where I actually screen captured my purchase of the Origin PC epic gaming rig. So make sure you check that out, guys, if you haven't seen that. I posted one weekly retrospective that I quit doing. I just didn't feel like it was creating the value that I wanted out of it. I've uploaded 3 random game videos, one of which was Hearthstone, a game that I enjoy very much, and that was my first voiceover with a green screen, which is behind me right now. I've uploaded 2 car videos. I'm a big car fanatic, so I've uploaded 2 car videos, 29 game reviews in 35 days. It's pretty amazing, guys. Or less than 35 days, February 26th to 33 days. Sorry, I keep getting that wrong. 33 days. 1 unbox video, so I did my first unboxing video ever of the Razer Naga Hex V2 MOBA gaming mouse. That was a lot of fun. I've learned a lot through that. setting up my rig for video capture and 3 different types of cameras, lighting, and all sorts of stuff, and 22 unlisted videos between private parties. And so I actually upload private videos to certain viewers which I have relationships with, so that we can kind of back channel conversation, learnings, and these types of things. So 64 videos published in essentially 33 days. A lot of content was pushed. Let's go over some social stats. In terms of social stats, there's a lot of different numbers here for you guys to track. 6 is the number of C-level executives from gaming companies that I've talked to on the phone or email about what I'm doing. I created a lot of buzz when I first kind of put out on blast that I was changing my life with this huge agile experiment and moving from consulting to doing videos for full time. So 6 is the number of executives that I've spoken to in the last 30 days. 2 is the number of news reporters that I've spoken to about my story. I've talked with them both on the phone several times, and there's a potential of running these articles locally and potentially nationally. 1 is the number of cross-promotion podcasts by a trusted friend, Dave Pryor, that I did with him in, I think it was week 1 or week 2 of this journey. 17 is the number of brand new technology, computer hardware, and video forums that I've joined. For you guys out there, this is one of the biggest pro tips that I highly recommend. I joined 17 forums. I have 17 forums, learning so much about hardware, software, video editing, gaming. I joined all these forums so I could suck up all the data that I possibly could, and learning from others who are far advanced than me in this YouTube video world. 164 is the number of posts that I've made into these forums, some of them being ridiculously long. And so I've written, I could show you a couple examples in a little bit, but I've written ridiculously long threads, questions after questions after questions after questions. And what's great about these online forums is there's some power users that have zero problem giving you everything, giving you all their knowledge and know-how. So big pro tip, join forums. Video forum, if you're in YouTube, video forums, monetization forums, hardware, software, all that stuff. SEO, search engine optimization, SEM, search engine marketing. You can never have enough sources for information. 29 is the number of new YouTube video content creators that I follow and subscribe to religiously. So before this endeavor, I had subscribed to basically 0 content creators in YouTube, and now I'm subscribed to 29 of them that I watch almost every day. These guys are giving tips on videos, tips on editing, tips on how to create great stories. One of my favorite YouTube channels that I've really loved, I think it's edits from a screenplay or notes from a screenplay. This guy, man, he knows how to break down a good story. And one thing that I've been learning here as I've been going through YouTube is that so much of this medium is telling good stories, and I've realized that I'm not a very good storyteller. When it comes to video games, I'm just not well versed in this world. I'm well versed in the scientific, organizational science, and consulting and corporate world. However, within this world, I know a whole bunch of nothing. 15 is the average number of comments I post on other content creators per day. And so what this means is as I'm watching other people's videos, I'm commenting about 15 on average per day. This just gives me lots of spread in the market, that people are seeing that I'm active, I'm engaging, I'm commenting, and 15 is the average. That's the post. Now the replies, the average replies per day is about 35. And so I'm replying about 35 times per day on YouTube videos. This is a big deal. I highly recommend, another pro tip for you guys out there, I highly recommend if you're starting a YouTube channel, you need to subscribe to other YouTube channels and post comments and replies, thumbs up, like their videos. This gets you extra views from other people that are looking at the comments. And so this is a big deal. This is something that you need to do. 8,872 is the starting number of Twitter followers that I had. As of March 31st, I had 8,830. So essentially, I've lost about 120 followers, but gained more followers from the gaming world. Now, one of the fears that I had of changing my life and moving over to this, if you've read my manifesto, is I was super concerned with what my friends would think, my family would think, and especially my clients. What would they think, and the community at large? And interestingly enough, I found that there was a great response. A lot of people loved what I was doing. They thought it was inspiring. They thought one guy said that I had balls of steel to do something like this. But I expected to lose Twitter followers. Not everyone in the corporate world, because that was where most of my 9,000 essentially Twitter followers are from, is the corporate world. Not all of them are into video games. So I knew that I was going to be losing followers. But actually, as it stands today, I think I'm still negative. I think I'm still negative, but it doesn't really bother me. I'm gaining new followers in the gaming world, and that's what I really care about. My Instagram, I started Instagram. I grew that from 0 to, I believe, 12 followers by March 31st. You know, I don't think I'm going to keep using Instagram. I don't think that mechanism is creating the value that I want out of this. And so, it's not really working within my workflow. It's not something that I'm finding really works for the medium and the audience that I have. So I'm consistently maybe once a day posting to Instagram, but again, it's not fitting within my workflow. I don't feel comfortable doing it, and frankly, I don't think it adds a lot of value to my video content. Let's see. February 2017, I finally joined Facebook. So I think I had like 40 friends by the end of March 31st. And so, yes, you guys might be wondering, oh my gosh, where have you been? Yep, I joined Facebook last month for the first time in like 10 years. And so, brought my Facebook back up. It took me almost 2 weeks to finally get my Facebook to work because they had all this verification issues. They unlocked my account, then they locked me out for another issue. It was almost as if the system was trying to tell me, Peter, why are you joining Facebook right now? You're like an old man. Shouldn't you have joined Facebook a long time ago? And so they were giving me a lot of crap doing that. 120 is the number of subs on my Medium account, though this isn't a fair metric as I've had Medium for a while. I can't remember when I started it. I'm not tracking this as a data point that I really care about. Medium is just another mechanism for influence, for social influence, and I've created automated scripts that when I push videos from YouTube and from my WordPress blog, it automatically posts to Medium as well. So that's on autopilot. And 55 is the number of blog posts that I've made about videos. Blogging is still a thing, guys. I know blogging might have jumped the shark for some of you guys a long time ago. However, search engine optimization and search engine Google searches is still king for content. So it's important to not only post videos on YouTube, but also post them on a blog as well, so that the crawlers can pick that stuff up also. I've learned a lot about blogging in the past. So my main blog is agilescout.com. You can check that out. I started that blog years ago, because I knew, just like with video, so this is really important, just like with video, I had started collecting a lot of data around the value of blogging and content creation for blogs. And I knew that that would create a greater social influence opportunity as I moved out in my career. So I started blogging just like YouTube. I started blogging and I posted every day, religiously. And now agilescout.com is one of the top 20, I believe, or maybe even top 10 agile software development news blogs in the world. It gets consistently high traffic from all the effort that I put into it. And so likewise, With YouTube, I know, and this is key, guys, I know that if I hit publish every freaking day, if I hit publish every daggone day, I'm going to win. That's one of the keys that I'm going to be talking about a little bit later. In about 33 days, I got 130 YouTube subscribers. This is actually a number that I care the least about. Too bad YouTube puts it kind of right in front of your face on the top right corner when you're publishing and you're trying to get to your account dashboard. What is nice about this, though, is that it's a persistent number that's in your face, and I've essentially allowed it to become part of my workflow, so I no longer look at it. It's just kind of fades into the background. Frankly, I think subscriber count is really the wrong metric to care about. View time, engagement, quality content is far superior to this number. My subscriber number is something that I'm never going to talk a lot about. I think I'm probably going to create a couple of challenges of sorts, of getting to maybe 500 subscribers, 1,000, maybe 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50, 100,000, and so forth and so forth. But it's not going to be something that I'm going to continually care about too much. As long as I'm push and publish, my content gets better and better every day, and my quality of my content gets better every day, it's going to grow. And so again, it's something that I don't really care all that much about. So you guys have been listening to me talk for a while now, and let's finally get into some stats. So let's get into YouTube analytics. I already have it up here. You can see that it's from the date range February 26th, 2017 to March 31st, 2017. My total watch time, this is not something I care about too much. Views, don't care about this. YouTube Red watch time, YouTube Red views, don't care about. The thing that I care about the most, guys, the thing that I care about the most is down here. On this main screen, when there's a compare metric none, scrolling down here shows me my top videos that are being watched, the total watch time, and the average view duration. This is what I really care about. What this is showing me here, guys, is a pretty significant, especially as my data set grows, what this is going to show me over time is some significant patterns within the content that I'm creating that's resonating the most for my type of audience. Now, if you look at this, I have 93 videos that I've published. Now this also includes, 93 videos, yes, from this date range. And as you can clearly see, what is winning the day is this winner of the Epic Gaming PC. So this is where I video cast me literally spending $7,000 and pushing the purchase button on that. And the next ones that come up are the Epic Gaming Rig builds for Falcon PC, for Origin PC Millennium, and the Digital Storm Aventum. You can go down here, it's the Dell one, and then interestingly enough, it's the last weekend. And so what I'm looking at here is really interesting. My game reviews, my 15-minute game reviews, people aren't watching. People aren't watching that. However, it's one of those pieces of content that I know is giving me lots of practice every day, so I know that I need to do it. But the highest view duration is when I'm buying something. And so this told me a lot about a significant pivot that I needed to make early on in my YouTube career, which is unboxing. So this was a powerful lesson for me. As I started to see all this data start to aggregate, I realized that people really enjoy watching other people open stuff or purchase stuff, especially if it's expensive. And so this really helped me start to pivot and think about, what other content within the video game world can I also create that also would increase my average view duration. Now, why does average view duration matter? Let's go to compare metric. Let's go to average view duration. Let's change the graph here. This average view duration says 4 minutes and 10 seconds. This is actually really good considering the lack of time that I've been creating content on YouTube. The higher average view duration that you have, the more ad revenue you'll make. many people misconstrue this whole idea of, hey, do you have lots of views? Views don't matter. You could have 1 million views and each of those could be 5 seconds long. You ain't gonna be making any money. Longevity, or time spent in front of the screen watching your video, is the best way to make money long term. And so that's why it's been shown and proven through studies that long form content will win the day every day. And so there are YouTubers out there, or content creators out there, that only post 1 video a week, so only like 4 pieces of content a month, but those videos are hours long or even longer, and they make a ton of money from that. So quality content, the production value of that content and the length of that content is what really matters. So the moment you guys have been waiting for, I'm sure you guys have been wondering, how much money have I made in the first essentially month? So let's go to more metrics. Let's go to your estimated revenue. Here we go, guys. So in 33 days of doing YouTube, I have made $13.25. Again, look at here, once again verifying this idea, is that the winner of the 10K Epic Gaming PC, where I bought the Origin PC, people viewed that, I believe it was an average of 4 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that. And you see, that's where I'm making my money. That's where I'm making my money. People, the longer that they're watching, the more ad revenue I'll make. So again, quality content, the length of the content, also the quality of the production value of your content, that is king. That is king. Okay, so you see that, guys? So I want, revenue is going to continually increase. And what I love about this medium of making videos is that even the crappiest videos that I made, the first 6 videos that I made, are complete dog poop. Complete dog poop. But those videos will make me money in perpetuity. It's a fascinating idea. They will continue to make me money forever, as long as I'm pushing content and as long as people are coming to my channel and scrolling through and saying, hey, who's this knucklehead? Who's this Peter guy? What is he doing? They'll watch other videos, and if it's quality content, they'll watch it. Hopefully they'll watch the entire video. Okay, and that will continue to make me money. Let's go to Amazon Associates. So I have it up right here. There you go. From February 26th to March 31st, the date range here, I have made $23.11. And my biggest day was March 9th. Oh, well, that's outside the date range. That's outside. Oh, no, that is inside the date range. March 9th. What did I publish on March 9th? Can we find that? Let's find that. So here's my videos. It's probably the winner of the 10K video. Let's go. March 7th, March 7th, March 8th, March 9th. Don't Go Alone. Huh. So this is what I published on March 9th, the Don't Go Alone. And I believe what this could have been, if I, can I click on this? Can I see what this is? Huh, won't show me. I'm assuming that maybe someone purchased one of my bigger Amazon associate links, and that allowed me to make, I made like $11 off that sucker. So here's the fee summary right here. The clicks is 503 clicks for this time period. 13 people ordered stuff from my Amazon affiliates. That's an amazing idea, that people are actually watching my videos. They like the gear that I have, and they're purchasing it. The conversion rate, I don't care about that too much. Earnings $23.11. So if we add it all up, for my first month, I've earned 13 plus 23. We're looking at basically $36 for my first 30 days of doing YouTube. Now, I say this with a smile because I'm actually happy about this. If you think about this, creating videos, you shouldn't be able to make any money in the first month. I mean, think about starting a new trade craft, or starting a new hobby that could potentially make you money, or starting a new side job. I mean, you're not gonna make money in the first 30 days. But with YouTube and this mechanism, I can literally start posting content and make money immediately. And that's what I love about this mechanism. There's no delay, there's no buffer time. It's just you jump right in, you start creating content, and you start making money. So $36 for my first 33 days. It's like $1 a day, guys, essentially. I feel good about that. I'm actually really happy about that. I don't feel bad about that at all, because I know that hopefully as I continue to create great content next month, it will be 13, hopefully, plus another 13. So 26. We're just going to keep adding it up. That's not good math, I know. But hopefully we're just going to keep, let's say an average of $10 increments per month. Let's keep doing that. We can maybe set that as a small goal. So this is my revenue report. I've made $13.25 from YouTube, and I've made $23.11 from Amazon.com affiliates. I also have a Patreon account. I haven't really pushed that. It doesn't really make sense for the type of stuff that I'm doing. I don't really feel like I want donations to do this stuff. And as you can probably imagine, I can afford the gear as it stands today. I just need to keep building this content because I can't afford all this forever if I don't make any money. So I got to keep pushing, publish, and got to keep working hard. Okay? So this next section is going to be very long, but I hope it's going to be informative. This next section is major learnings in the last 33 days of sorts, and I think it's important for those who are really looking to have YouTube or video be a mechanism for you to make income. These learnings might be really important for you to follow. So remember, guys, I'm giving you my entire playbook. So the benefits of the playbook are that you pretty much have to watch every day and look for several things. And I don't say this facetiously. If you watch every day, because I hit publish every day, and people ask me this and they say, you know, how often are you publishing? And I say every day. I have to. It's a discipline to do it. If you watch my videos every stinking day, if you start off from day one, February 26th, when I published my first video, and you watch till today, you will see very distinct patterns in what I'm doing, very distinct details of how I'm incrementally improving. And unfortunately, I can't remember everything, and I can't write down everything, and I can't tell you guys everything. But if you watch it, you'll say, wow, he changed this, or he moved this, or he did this differently. Wow, he had problems with his video sound this time, he improved it the next time. He had problems with his green screen here, he improved it here. And so, again, the entire playbook for growing this channel and monetizing it so that I can live full time off of making video, you really gotta look for those patterns. Patterns of some key things to look for, guys, when you're looking at all my videos. Number one, patterns of change within my social presence. And what I mean by that is, how am I changing the way that I engage with my audience? How am I becoming more comfortable in front of the camera? How am I inspecting and adapting and changing the ways that I engage with the community at large? Number two, incremental changes from one video type to another. And so if you look at my groupings of videos, what are those called? Lists of videos. You'll see I have the Epic Gaming Review, Build, and Buy. I have another playlist, that's what it's called. It's another playlist with just 15-minute game reviews. I have an unboxing, and I have vlog and behind the scenes. So if you just click on one of those playlists, let's just say vlog, click on the vlog. If you start with the first one, and you watch all the vlogs to the one today, you'll see that I'm incrementally improving. Time after time after time, because I'm learning quickly what makes sense, what works, and what resonates. And as well, I'm learning how to become a better storyteller. Trust me. If you watch them in sequential order, you will see vast incremental improvement from one to another. and it's just a matter of time. I'm not an expert in YouTube. I'm not an expert in doing all of this, and I never expected to be. You can't be an expert on day one. But what I do expect is that as I continue to execute to learn, and I execute quickly every day, I will continue to improve the quality of my content and the production value of my content as I go along. And I don't know what that day is. I don't know the future, but I know there's going to be a day when my content is going to be up to par or better than the best content creators out there. Why? Because I'm disciplined, and number two, I'm driven. I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to get it done, guys. I'm going to get it done. One thing to note, some of the changes are really quick and really subtle. And so it might take you a little bit of detective work to see how things have changed over time. One of the best things that I could suggest for you guys, and this is not a plug because I don't really care about the subscribers as much as anything else, but subscribing to my channel and staying tuned in daily certainly helps, because you can see the incremental improvement over time. And so it really just takes a situationally aware mind as you're watching. You say, whoa, I watched a vlog yesterday, I'm watching this one today, he improved this, or he did this differently, I like that. And so it's worth watching the sequential order, going through sequentially my video playlist. You'll see how I'm improving over time. I mean, actually, one of the best examples quickly is if you click on my unboxing video playlist. You'll see my first one, which is I'm unboxing a Razer Naga Hex gaming mouse. Then my second one is unboxing the Origin PC, and the third one, which I haven't released yet, which I'll release in a little bit, the third one is I'm unboxing a Corsair Strafe mechanical keyboard. And if you watch those three, you'll see that my first one sucks, my second one got better, and my third one even better. And so those three data points can tell you a lot as I'm learning and I'm looking at these videos. I tell you guys, every time I push publish, it looks great in my eyes until I watch it about 3 or 4 more times, and then I start like being the biggest critic of it. I say, oh, this sucks, I should have done this differently, that was terrible, and then you write all these notes down of how to improve. Another example I'll give you is my introduction. As I became more comfortable, I'm still not comfortable just yet in front of the camera, but as I become more comfortable, I'm finding my voice and a cadence to my speech that works for me. My original introduction was essentially shouting, what's up, YouTube? It's the first 15. And then I realized, as I continued on, is that not only is it kind of annoying, but I'm going to be publishing to different mediums. I'm going to be publishing to I'm already publishing to Facebook, obviously YouTube, potentially Vimeo, and potentially some others, which you guys will see in a little bit. And so I can't just talk about YouTube. And so you'll see that I've changed the way, and there's a couple of vlogs actually where I say, what's up, it's your boy Petey. And then I'm like, oh, that didn't really work. And so I don't care. I don't mind messing up, or I don't mind doing kind of trial runs and publishing it, shipping it just as it is, so you can see how I'm learning, how I'm trying to become more comfortable in front of the camera. Another example is, again, game reviews. Here's another example. It's game reviews. I just jumped right in. So if we go to a game review, one of my first game reviews, which was the Darkest Dungeon, I mean, this thing was so crappy. It was so bad. What a bad game review. I was too mechanical. I just want to get enjoying the game. I had my green screen up, but I wasn't engaging with the audience. And so a couple things that I quickly learned, I couldn't keep time. And so I changed that. I bought an egg timer. Here's what you guys see here, an egg timer. I bought an egg timer because that's what my mom used to use with me. When I was playing video games, she used to put an egg timer up and say, hey, look, yo, you need to, this is when the egg timer runs out, time's up. So I changed that. Again, my footage wasn't compelling. It was boring. And actually, in some cases, I still think it's boring. So I started watching videos on screenplays and script writing. I told you guys that notes from a screenplay. Oh, awesome guy. How can I create better, compelling videos to watch? I learned essentially that creating a video is like creating a narrative. It's like creating a script. It's a video with a story, a video with a purpose. Even now, my videos still kind of suck, but they're far better than my first videos like this one that you guys are checking out right here. What else? Another thing that I learned is you cannot go this road alone. So I'll put this back up so you guys can see that. You cannot go this road alone. Looking for men for a raid. I put this out on blast to my family, my friends, my colleagues, my extended network, and even my clients. I told everyone I could possibly tell in the most broad way possible. What happened, interestingly enough, is I found that I got a ton of support from the overall community, and it's growing. I got where's my numbers? What's my numbers? I got over 75 emails within the first day of people saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing it. It's so inspiring." I actually had one guy tell me, he said, "Peter, you're doing what 10 out of 10 people hit in life. They want to pivot, they want to change their life, they want to change their career." And then he said 10 out of 10 men don't do it. And he said, "I'm going to be one of those men that do not do that. I'm stuck, but I want you to win, Peter." So I got lots of encouragement, and I got over 200 LinkedIn cheap ass congratulations from that crappy social network, LinkedIn.com. It's so bad. It's such. I'm almost thinking about leaving that. There's actually three social platforms that I'm thinking about leaving: Instagram, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I'm just not getting the value out of these three, so it might be worth a conversation a little bit longer down the line. One thing I loved is when I changed my job career, it auto-populates in other people's feed that I changed my job in LinkedIn. And for the most part, over 200 people just click the, "Oh, congratulations, man. Congrats on the job change," something cheap like that. Only a fraction of people actually looked at what I'm doing and wrote me a personal message. And I really appreciated that a ton, because if you remember correctly, the first 80 or so of those LinkedIn were just bland, generic, "Congrats, you fool, you done changed your career." But I've started finally getting some people, a select few people that saw this as something powerful in their lives, and it was an encouragement for them. And so for them to say, "Wow, Peter, this is awesome," that is really helping to keep me encouraged in this life experiment. So guys, for you guys out there who wrote me personal messages about what I'm doing, thank you guys out there. I really, really appreciate it. It keeps me encouraged. You guys know who you are: Paul, Chris, Scott, Danny, Jay Leakin, Corey, Cassie. I mean, I could go on and on and on. You guys know who you are. Another learning over the last 30 days is I just have to give a big shout out to my brother, John. He has been my #1 cheerleader in this whole legendary quest. He's been supplying me daily with not only the freshest news that I haven't picked up on yet, but also giving me advice almost daily. He's also one of the best critics that I have. I mean, if I remember correctly, in my second book that I published, in my forward and dedication section, I dedicated obviously to my wife and my kids, but also my brother, who I said is never impressed with me. Now, this isn't a bad thing. My bro is just never being impressed with me. It was a negative thing in the past with my relationship with him, but today it's probably one of the most priceless things that I could have with this life experiment. Nothing that I do, nothing that I publish is good enough. And while I can hear a whole ton of people in my head that are saying, Peter, why are you thinking so negatively about it? I don't look at that negatively. My brother looks at everything that I do, and I gotta tell you a story. When I published my first unboxing video, I was so excited. It was the Razer Naga Hex MOBA gaming mouse. I was so excited. I put it on unlisted. I sent him the link, and while he was watching it, he was giving me comments on text. And his comments were like, "It's too dark here. Why is your voice fading in and out? Why is that angle like this? You know, why is the background not working? Why are you wearing that gray shirt? Why can you see the edge of your chair? It's not professional that you're wearing shorts. I mean, he just ripped me apart. Now, if I was more immature, I would have been like, yo, bro, screw you, dude. That's the best that I could do. But no, man, I took everything. That he said. Again, it's one of the most priceless things that I could get, that he's constantly giving me really raw feedback on what I'm doing so that I can constantly improve. And he's willing to tell me every day that what I'm doing needs improvement. I don't see this as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's going to help me excel even better. In my younger years, I used to resent it, but now it's the most precious jewel that I have in my entire arsenal for this learning experiment. So, John, thank you so much, man. I love you, bro. You have been priceless to me in this endeavor. A couple other things that I've learned is the faster I execute, the faster I learn. Execute to learn, execute to learn. It's one of my mantras. Another thing, do not worry about perfection up front. No need to spend too much time stressing about things up front. It just takes too long. The majority of learning happens through the experiment or the execution itself. Now, as an Agile consultant who's been doing this, doing consulting for years, this is something that I preach to my clients. I say, look, you can plan all you want up front, and I think there's some value in some frameworks, some low fidelity wireframes or some ideas around what you want to do. However, spending an inordinate amount of time planning up front is not going to avail you much in the tail end, because shit changes. Life changes. Clients' needs change. The market change. Priorities change. New constraints come up. And so there's just too much to plan for. And so if you look at my videos, none of them are perfect. That's fine. I just need to ship. Because through the active shipping, through the active execution, I am learning faster than just sitting there with a pen and a pad, writing my ideas down and how I'm going to try to perfectly execute it. Don't worry about that. Do not worry about perfection up front. Another thing is, learning can only be truly understood after retrospecting through the finished project or the day. Which is why I'm trying to do daily vlogs. This week I haven't done vlogs because I've been setting up and collecting all the data for this retrospective. But daily vlogs have been awesome, because what daily vlogs have been for me is a forcing mechanism to intentionally think about what I did and how to improve it. And so thinking over what you're doing every day, if the work that you're doing can have chunks where it's daily, allows you to say, hey, how can I improve this? What can I do better here? Right? Another thing that I learned is that with all my expertise in organizational systems, complex systems thinking, my scientific background, my education, my 3 master's degrees, my expertise in startups and technology, very little of that experience was transferable over to my new endeavor. I really had to go back to the basics with this new life change using YouTube. I mean, the very basics, very small incremental planning, execute, review, ship. Let me say it again. Very small incremental planning, execute, review, and ship it. That's it. Just execute, review it, looks good, ship it. Throw it out the door, and then retrospect every day. These basics are the only things that have been able to help me grow so rapidly. None of the self-help books that I have, none of the self-help books that you guys have, really worth a damn at this point. It's all about executing to learn and retrospecting and find opportunities to fine-tune and tweak and levers to pull to improve the quality content and the production value of what I'm doing. Another thing that I learned in this 30-day is major pivots. Let's talk about them pivots, right? Most of my pivots came from daily retrospectives and the daily vlog. Shipping product allowed me to see what was working and what wasn't. And even more powerful were the realizations of why things weren't working. It's fascinating to see a product after it's been shipped. Again, let me walk you through another example I talked about a little bit before. My first real unboxing of the Razer Naga Hex version 2 MOBA gaming mouse. It took me 2 hours to get the video I needed for that 6-minute clip. Then it took me 11 hours of post-processing to get it done. So we're talking about Essentially a 20-hour endeavor for 6 minutes of video. It was fun. It was so much fun doing it, but it was exhausting. After putting all the clips together, the cuts, guys, the cuts, so many cuts in video processing, making sure that I got all the right views and all the right angles, the lighting, the post-processing. You know, after all this work, it looked effing fantastic. I loved it. I loved it. And then my brother watched it and we tore it apart. I can remember, I can remember watching it for the first time and feeling this huge smile come across my face. Man, nothing feels better, guys, than, seeing all your hard work. Every single second of that video was pure sweat and pure hard work. And then I watched it again, and then I watched it again, and then I watched it again, and again, and again, and again, and then suddenly my first unboxing video turned out to be garbage. The more I watched the video, the more I started seeing flaws in the shipped product. Again, things like the color contrast of my shirt and against the background. You could see my chair sticking out in the corner. You could see the wires on the right side. You could see the extra light on the top side. My head gets cut off a little bit at the top. The top camera shakes because the pole holding it up here is smashed against the table, and so when the table shakes, so does the camera. I repeat myself too many damn times. I come off as too buddy-buddy. You can clearly see I'm not confident doing this video. It was my first try. You can see wrinkles in the background screen more clearly in 4K in post-processing, and so forth and so forth. So I essentially became my biggest critic. And so one thing to note, guys, as you guys are shipping product and as you guys are going into this video world, don't let your inner critic ruin the fun. Let your inner critic propel you and encourage you and impassion you to get it better next time. And that's the way that I look at it. It's really easy to get down and say, man, dude, you suck, you're terrible. There's so many better ways of improving. I should have probably made this bigger. See, look, I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, dude, I probably should have made my head bigger. Look at that. I should have done this. I should have done this. Should have done this a long time ago. Sorry, guys. See, I'm executing to learn. I'm executing to learn. So essentially what my 30-day magnum opus, my unboxing, became my internal shame. You've probably heard that, again, you're your worst critic, and I'm certainly my worst enemy any day of the week, but it was my crowning achievement during the past 30 days, became the bane and the shame in my head. I tore it apart. I tore that piece of work apart. I even thought of pulling the video down, but no, it's documentation of the truth of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show you guys the best that I can of radical transparency. Not only can you see what I'm shipping, but the quality of it, and in due time, I'll improve. If I'm really honest, guys, I think I just need to be honest with you guys here. It took me 3 full days to even execute on my first unboxing. I actually made up excuses not to do it. I found other things to do with my time. I got caught up with other pressing needs. I was actually a little bit fearful of doing it because my mini experiment that I did with a empty camera box. It was 2.5-minute video clip, and that took me 5 hours to post process. So I had already done a rapid prototype of it. And since I already knew how long it would take to complete one, I was actually scared of jumping in because it was such a huge effort. And I didn't even know if I really wanted to do it. But remember, the data, if you look at the data down here, guys, the data is telling me that it was important to pivot a little bit and try a different segment, unboxing, right? So you have to understand my position there. I had done 2 experiments. One took me 5 hours to do. It was super fun. Then my second experiment, after about 2 hours, I didn't tell you this before, after 2 hours of filming, my computer blew up, my crappy MacBook Pro blew up, and I lost everything. So I had a lot of weight on my shoulders around actually jumping in and doing a real one for the first time. It was daunting. I was anxious. I don't mind failing. I just hate it when what I consider is a waste of time. Even though it wasn't a waste of time, it felt like it was going to be. And I don't mind if time is used for execution, but doing work and having nothing to show for it or nothing to learn from was pretty daunting for me. So I had to overcome my own little demon there and just knock that shit out. But it was a lot of fun to do, and I can't wait to do more. So where are we? I think we're at our final point here. Again, this is a raw cut video. I might do some cuts a little bit later, but I'm just gonna ship it. You guys wanted to see it. I promised it to you guys, so I'm just gonna ship it. The final learning summary: hard work, persistence, and dedication to your craft. That's it. Let me say it again: hard work, persistence, and dedication to your craft. This much I know 100%, guys. This much I know 100%. There is no replacement for hard work. There's no replacement. Your hard work, your disciplined lifestyle, your persistence to never give up will win you the day. I can say this with complete confidence because that's exactly what I've done over and over and over again. Since 1997 till today, I've built 12 startups. 10 of them have failed. 2 of them have been privately acquired, which allows me to buy and enjoy nice exotic supercars. But in my own personal goals that I've set, from changing my career to changing the work that I'm doing, to getting 3 master's degrees, to setting the Tennessee state record in bench lifting, dedication, hard work, and persistence is the king. It's king. You can buy self-help books that will tell you all these different ways to do stuff. Right? You can do self-help books to learn about anything, but you already know this. But there's no substitute for hard work. That's all there is to it. You can buy a book from any self-help author out there. They give you tips, techniques, methods, frameworks, models, and platitudes of how, if you use their system, if you use their framework, it'll make you awesome. But here's the thing that they won't tell you. The thing that they won't tell you is that their models and their techniques and their self-help books will only work if you persist in using those mechanisms and models over a long period of time. Time plus experience is learning. Time plus experience is learning. And that will be and prove to be the formula for success. I know this is to be true with all the endeavors. I mean, from publishing 2 books, from pivoting my career, from blogging, especially blogging, which translates really well to this, that persistence and dedication day in and day out over the long haul will win you the day. 2 guys I want to give you examples of. Number 1, PewDiePie, one of the number 1 YouTubers out there. He's been doing this for years. That's why he's number 1. I don't even think his content is that great, but he publishes every day. And he's been doing it for years. Another guy, Casey Neistat. This guy, what you guys don't realize is that he's been doing this for like 20 years. He's been publishing for 20 years. That's why he's number 1. That's why he's one of the top dogs. And so, dedication to this craft over the long period will win me the day. I'm 100% certain of it. The data that I've collected over the last 3 years of the rise of video and the rise of esports has told me that this is a medium, this is a world, this is a community that I want to be a part of, and it's only going to get bigger. So I'm super excited about being here. I hope this review was helpful, even though I went through a lot of different stuff and I wrote a lot of different notes down. But let me give you guys the stats real quick to finish this up. In 33 days or so, I published 64 videos. 64 videos I hit publish. So essentially 2 per day. 2 per day. And I've made essentially $36 or $1 a day. I'll see you guys on the flip side.